Man, that was intense right there. That's erotic poetry, right? Like, would you label that erotic poetry?
Okay, technically yes, because I'm talking about sex, right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hang on. Technical problems.
Yeah. Into the
Okay.
mic. That's all.
Which one? This one or
That
that one?
one.
This one. Okay.
Yep.
So technically yes.
Yeah.
I talk about sex, but I feel like when you say erotic poetry, it's just you're talking about sex. You're just throwing out sexual terms out there, and I feel like my work really goes in deeper. It's not just about the sex. The sex is just a medium to talk about other things.
Sure. Like even when you said him inside you,
Yes.
you could obviously think about, that, right?
Yes.
Dropping the D off, right?
Yes.
Or you could be thinking about, which is the other sense of him himself, his
Yes.
full self.
And I love that you said that because you see, as a writer, when you write anything and you put it out there, it's no longer yours. So you get to get whatever it is that you're gonna get out of it, and that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah. That I definitely was. I mean, and I know I said something. I was like, man, good thing I wasn't standing up, right?
Right.
And you were like, well, I wasn't even there with it, but I mean, shoot, I'm getting that too out of it.
And that's fine. It's
Right.
fine. I mean that it's informative, but it's also supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be pleasing. You're supposed to feel something. I
Yeah.
want you to feel something.
No doubt. Yeah. Now the book is called Soul Vagina.
Yes.
Right? Can we show that? Show the
Yes.
cover. Soul Vagina.
Vagina.
And the name just pops. It's like, and I was gonna say like that's what I would think that Badu was like her, because she turned so many men out. She had a soul vagina. She turned men out. You know what I
I've
mean?
heard this about her.
Yeah. So talk about this book. What inspired it? What brought you to this? Just compiling all these pieces.
Women inspired this book. As a woman, I'm pro women all day, every day. And let me just talk about soul vagina, what that is. Vagina, at least for me, is growing up I've always been taught that is your prized possession, and throughout life, unfortunately, I've encountered men who haven't treasured that. They've violated that. They've taken it for granted, and this book really is. So vagina is really, it's my physical vagina, but it's also a metaphor for my soul. That is like the deepest part of me, literally and figuratively. Yeah. So when you see soul vagina, I'm about to get into everything that is the deepest parts of myself.
Yeah.
Hence the name Soul Vagina.
Can you keep that name up?
Yes.
Keep that, yeah.
Yes.
I want because even when people come across it, like, whoa,
Okay.
does that say soul vagina?
Yes.
That's deep.
And then
yeah.
it says, "In between sex and God, who am I?" So this is really
Say that again.
In between sex and God, who am I?
Wow.
Break that down, please.
Yeah.
So I grew up Catholic, and there's no sex before marriage. There's just a lot of restrictions when it comes to sexuality, period. And I have always struggled with that whole idea of, okay, I'm having sex and I'm not married. And I'm also feeling things that are very divine and spiritual while I'm doing this. So I've been trying, this is really just trying to kind of figure out, well, what does this all mean? Who am I? What am I supposed to be getting out of this? So it's really a journey. It's a sexual exploration. It's self-identity exploration.
And now this is over now. It's in the back of the cover when I was reading as much as I could.
Yes.
And I saw your pieces, via video.
Yeah.
This is amongst 5 years of relationships or relationship.
So each poem. So this is a poetry compilation.
Okay.
And the piece that you were reading, that part you were reading, is really the one poem is a 5-year relationship squeezed into a 3-minute poem, literally.
Wow.
And so yeah, every poem is just different. It touches on different facets.
And was it like, did these ideas for each piece, did it come like you went through some shit and you were like, you know what? Or were, how did they come about? Like, how long after you went through something did these pieces come about?
Typically, most of them completely just came out of divine air. This is when I know that this is a gift. Because there's I will literally be sitting down, maybe, I don't know, watching Love and Hip Hop or something, I don't know, some stupid show. I mean, not stupid show, but, like a show.
Not stupid show. We need stupid.
Right, take your mind off the heavy stuff. Yeah. And something will just come. I will be physically compelled to write something. And as I'm writing, I write, and then by the time I come back to it to look at it, I'm like, wow, that's what was in me. That's what I needed to get out.
And have women come up to you and was like, yo, like, that's my life right there.
That is one of the best things I ever get to experience in life. When I get off stage after, doing a piece, and I see the looks on women's faces, and they're just like, thank you for that. Men, interestingly enough, men hear a lot of sexual stuff, and then the women, they hear the, reading in between the lines, like, yes, I totally get it. I felt that. I know what that feels like. That's one of, like, the best gifts I could ever get.
Yeah. I think, were you going to say something, Sharice?
Oh, I was just like, I'm with you there. That I felt all of the emotional parts of it. It was way more than just the act itself. So
speaking to the mic.
Oh, I was saying that it was way more than the sex. You know what I mean? Way more than the action. I think I felt all of the emotion in the piece.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that is my intention.
And I think for men, yes, of course we're gonna grab the sex out of it, right? But there is much more depth to it that I feel actually would be more helpful for men, in a sense, to understand better, how deep it is to, because even when you talk about, a man wouldn't even really speak in that way about sex.
Right.
They might talk about, I don't know what pose. I'm gonna pop this good off and I'm gonna slide in this way and go with deep strokes and start talking that mess. And it's all about that physical, but the depth of from an emotional standpoint, from a very intense spiritual standpoint, I feel if men actually did see it from that way, we might be more limited on how much we try to just lay with a woman. You know what I'm saying? When we look at it from that sense, you know what I mean? Because you're putting yourself into that woman. It's more than just what you putting inside of her. It's with everything you coming with. You're essentially giving that to her. And if she's the wrong woman, she's taking it.
Right.
Right? And not giving nothing back to you. Which depletes us if we, looked at it that deep. So
that is exactly why I wrote this book. yes, men.
See, man,
Hear
I
him.
y'all. Well, thank you for sharing all that.
Thank you.
The book. I want to talk about where people can, because I wish we could have you here more to talk more about what's in that book, and I think maybe we should do a series. You should come back. And we do like a series.
I support
on
that.
I
do.
Because anytime you see Soul Vagina, like I can't even take my eyes off the title right now. That it says Soul Vagina.
I can't look at the pantry the same. I'm like, where's he at?
Right. I love that. Yes, and the beautiful, like, another thing before we go to something else. I tell I'm not just throwing out words and scenarios. I'm telling a story. Just how you said you'll never look at the pantry the same, because I'm literally going through emotions and feelings and telling you a story, painting a picture for you so you understand what it is exactly I went through, or the person in the piece went through.
That's great. So let's talk about where we could see you, where you're performing, all that.
Okay, so Instagram, if you want to follow me, everything is Nono the Poet, Nono the Poet, one word. You can follow me on Instagram. Facebook, also Nono the Poet. And then I have my website that just got up, So excited. Also, nonothepoet.com. And there you can go to the store and pre-order the book, which comes out February 13th.
Yeah, it's
Be the first to have it.
and it's a beautiful website too.
Thank you.
Well, I'll find out who put that together, but
Okay.
yeah, it was put together well.
He's right here in the room.
Oh, Nix, you did that? Man, listen.
Yes.
I might need your service.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bro.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, very elegant, you know.
He captured me.
He
Oh,
captured,
nice.
the soul vagina. He captured that.
Oh, I want to see this website.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna switch, you know,
Okay.
and I think in a sense we're still almost in that vein because I did show my, I guess you could say, toxic masculinity by thinking about sex when it came to the piece, but I was supposed to have somebody that was gonna call in. However, we're not going to. He hasn't called in, so we're gonna just talk about this situation going on in Jersey. All right. So what's happening right now is that